Hello and welcome to a look at Bagitman for the Commodore 64, and an early arcade conversion of an even earlier arcade original that was done by Aardvark Action Software. Very funky name. The whole game doesn't have any distinct plot points. Whatever will we do? A game without a plot. But your task is to control your character around different screens, picking up money bags and dropping them in your wheelbarrow. Based on the fact that you're being chased by guards, and based on the fact that your character's dress code is somewhat similar to a certain type of dress code, it is very easy to imagine that what you're doing is not entirely legal. The guards chasing you are thankfully not set to home in on you exclusively, because that would make this game virtually unplayable, but they do run around doing some odd things from time to time, but for some happy coincidence it always ends up meaning that they just happen to get in a position where they can box you in very, very quickly. There's only 2 guards chasing you, and if there'd been more, it would have ruined the game. The 2 guards are more than enough to annoy the heck out of you, especially when you consider that on the second and third screen you have lifts, which of course, because they are on a fixed cycle, more or less dictate your ability to move past them. When chased by a guard, having the lift waiting to go up or down can be rather frustrating, but it is something that you just have to deal with and try to time your movement correctly. Another mechanic in the game is the mine carts going backwards and forwards. You can see there are some handrails you can hold on to, and if you grab onto those handrails, you lift yourself up in your arms, and then you can drop yourself down into a minecart. And while you are in the minecart, guards cannot catch you. But of course, exiting the minecart is either done by grabbing hold of another rail or by moving up one of the ladders. If you should be foolish enough to move in front of it, or be in front of it when it comes, it will cause you to lose a life. Being hit by a minecart apparently is not particularly good for your health. In order to defend yourself against the guards, you can, if you are climbing a ladder and you have a guard following you and you happen to have a money sack, you can drop the money sack on their head and cause them to be stunned temporarily. And then, of course, go back and pick up your money sack and get it put in the wheelbarrow. You also have pickaxes spread out in various locations, and they can be used to knock a guard even senseless for a few moments as well. They can also be used to break walls, and there's a wall that needs to be broken into in order to unlock a special colored money bag, which is worth slightly more points. But beyond that, what you see is what you get. Now, from a graphical point of view, the arcade original looks a bit more sharp, a bit more colorful, but outside of that, Commodore 64 version's graphics is actually quite close to the original material. It may not be the prettiest game in the world, but if you look at how the arcade original looks, then there's not an awful lot of difference between them. So I suppose whoever made this game couldn't take the graphical quality much further without actually making it look like a different game than the arcade original. So, from an arcade conversion point of view, it is, I'd say, quite close to being spot on. Except for the colors, of course. When it comes to the sound, our sound effects are what they need to be. You have a sound for picking things up, and when you are running around with them on your side, you have a distinct sound effect playing. So you have no doubt that you are, I'd say, heavily loaded at the moment. And of course, the sound of the guards knocking themselves out when they run off edges or get hit by a motorcycle in the face, things like that are all very funky sounds, and the sound effects are actually not bad for the age of the game. The music, it loops, and it loops very, very quickly and very, very often, and it probably gets a bit grating after a while. Yeah, it is. What can I say? The gameplay is what you see. Run away from guards, pick up money sacks, put them in your wheelbarrow before your bonus timer runs out, because if it does, you will lose the life, and that's basically it. Having played the arcade original back in the time when it was actually virtually brand spanking new, I can't help but smile a bit at looking at this game, playing this game. It is fun, but it is also very, very frustrating, and trying to clear all three screens can be extremely obnoxious, and it feels a bit like it's locked depending more so than anything else. And of course, if you manage to clear all three screens of money bags, then the game loops and you can do it all over again. Not bad for an old game, but a lot of people would probably find it frustrating. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye for now.